Hi, I'm Helen.
And I'm Helen, and today we're going to show you how to put up a shelf.
Power tools from everyone.
The tools you'll need for this job are
The drill bits, wall plugs, screws, screwdriver, a hammer, shelf, brackets, spirit level, and a pencil.
when putting up your shelf, steer clear of light switches and plug sockets.
We're putting up our shelves using these wooden brackets. You can use metal ones. Brackets come in different sizes and different colours. These are ours. So for our shelf, we're actually using a bit of old floorboard, but you can go to a hardware shop and pick yourself a shelf up, and it will come with all the bits and pieces that you need.
If you're new to using a drill or drilling into brick, then you can check out our other videos on how to use a drill.
Power tools for every woman. Power tools for every woman.
So the first step is to decide where you want your shelf to be, what height works for you. Obviously you can put a shelf up by yourself, but it's always helpful to have an extra pair of hands, and it's fun. Is that good?
Yeah. Next, you're going to use a spirit level to check if your bracket's flat. You need to try and make sure the bubble's in the middle, so tilt the bracket. When you're happy, you can use a pencil to mark out where the bracket is.
Power tools for every woman. Power tools for every woman. Power tools for every woman.
So the next step before we start the drilling is to prepare the drill. Make sure if you're drilling into brick, you've got your masonry screw fit, it's inside, and then tighten to the left, and then you're ready to go. I'm lining up my drill to my pencil mark, and at first I'm just going to make a slight little indent. Okay, so now it's time to whack the power up. Just going to push in a little bit more. So the next step is to whack the drill into hammer mode so that we can go in further still. You want to get your raw plug and you want to go in as deep as your raw plug. So we're just going to line that up against the drill bit, but be careful not to touch the drill bit because it will be hot. Here we go.
Power women. Stronger women.
Great, so we've got our first one in, and now we're going to do exactly the same.
The next step is to put your wall plug in the wall. You want it to line up with the surface, but if it's not going in, then you can always whack it with a hammer.
And now it's time to fit the bracket. So we're going to get our screws, and it's easier if you just start by pushing or screwing the screw into the holes of the bracket first. And now I'm going to line them up with the raw plugs. And just push them in a little bit. And there we go. And now I'm going to screw them in. And now we screw them in. It'll feel tight, but just keep pushing against the screwdriver. That's one in. Number two.
Now just check it's secure. So the first bracket's done, now you can do your second one. So you can take your shelf and rest it on your first bracket, leaving a bit hanging over the edge so it's stable.
So you want about a space of 2 feet between the two brackets. That looks good. And you don't need a measuring tool, you can just gauge it with your eyes.
Then you can take your spirit level and make sure it's level. Once you're happy again, you can take your pencil and mark out where the bracket is.
So do the bottom one first, it's slightly easier. And then just lift the shelf off the top.
Now we're going to do exactly the same thing as we did with the first bracket.
Power women. Stronger women.
can line it up on the wall.
It's going in.
For every woman. Power tools for every woman. Power tools for every woman.
Okay, so we're nearly there. We're going to get our shelf and line it up to our brackets, making sure it's even on both sides. And then we're going to bring the shelf forward so that we don't have the brackets sticking out at the end. Good?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Then you can push a screw in the hole in the bracket, push it through the hole so it stays. And then you get your drill, just gently push in the screw.
Okay, so I'm going to put the second screw in. This time we're going to use a screwdriver because the position's a bit more awkward. And in it goes.
Now you can do the same on the other side for the hole at the front.
There we go. So we did it. Today we put up a shelf, but you can use the same principle to put up a
Picture frame,
towel rail
coat hanger,
or a pan rack, or whatever you fancy. Job done.
Job done.